Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to do the Primrose Stitch. This is such an easy and gorgeous stitch to do. So if you would like to learn how I made this stitch, then please keep watching. Recently I had posted a picture of this shawl that I'm making for my mom. She really likes this maroon color. So I posted this picture of the shawl which I made in the Primrose Stitch, and I got so many requests on my Instagram. So I finally decided to do a tutorial on it, and so here's the tutorial for you guys. This stitch is really simple. All you need to know is your single crochet stitch, your half double crochet stitch, and your double crochet stitch. So this is all the US term, okay? So once you know these stitches, then this pattern is really simple. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. And just to show you I made a sample here just so that you can see how the stitches look. This is just, I think, 4 rows. Yeah, this is 4 rows of the stitch, and this is how your stitch will look like from the front and the back. And it's really gorgeous. It's really simple and easy to do. So if you would like to learn how to make this gorgeous primrose stitch, then please keep watching. So let's begin. In this tutorial, I'll be using a 4mm size crochet hook and the yarn corresponding to the size of my hook. You may use whichever crochet hook size is available to you. Just make sure that the yarn you use corresponds to your hook size. So to begin, the first thing you need to do is to make a slip knot. You may make your slip knot whichever way you prefer. If you would like to learn how I made my slip knot, then I will leave a link in the description box below to my previous video tutorial where I teach you how I make the slip knot. So if you need to check that, you can check the link in the description box below. Okay, so once you've made your slip knot, now we are ready to make our foundation chain. So for the Primrose Stitch, you need to make a foundation chain in the multiple of 3. Okay, so it has to be a multiple of 3. So depending on the length that you need your stitch to be for your project, you need to decide which multiple of 3 you will be working your foundation chain. Okay, so for this tutorial I'll be working a foundation chain of 15. So that's the length I'll be working on. So you may make your foundation chain however long or short you like, depending on the project you're working on. Okay, so just make sure that it is a multiple of 3. Okay, so to make a foundation chain, the first thing you need to do is make sure that your hook side of your hook, okay, is facing up. It's facing you. And then all you need to do is go below your yarn like so. So making a twist on your hook, okay, like so, and then grab your hook down, grab your yarn and pull it through. So that right there is chain 1. Okay, so you just need to do that again and again depending on the length that you need. Okay, so I made 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna make 15, right? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all I'm doing is just going below my yarn like so and pulling it down and pulling it through. Going below my yarn, pulling it down, pulling it through. 13, 14 and 15. Okay, so I've made my foundation chain the length I require, and it's a multiple of 3. Okay, so once you've made your length that you desire and making sure it's a multiple of 3, the next thing you need to do is make an additional of 2 chains. So whatever your length is, just add plus 2 chains after you've made the length you desire. So I made a foundation chain of 15. Okay, and after that I'm just going to do plus 2. So 1 chain and another chain. The reason why we add plus 2 chain after we made the length that we desire is that in the next row, so in your row 1, that last 2 chains are going to act as your first stitch. Okay, it's going to act as your first stitch in row 1. So whatever your length is, just add plus 2 after that. Okay, so now I've made my foundation chain. Okay, my foundation chain of 15 plus 2. So now we're ready to begin row 1. Okay, So to begin row 1, we are going to work into the third chain from the hook. So when you count from your hook, you never count the chain or your yarn loop on your hook. So you never count this one right here. You're going to count from the one below it. So this one right here. Okay. So this is 1, 2 and 3. So this chain space right here is where we're going to work our first stitch. Okay. So we are going to work 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet all into this very same stitch. Okay, so you're going to insert your hook into that third chain space from your hook directly like so. Grab your yarn, pull it through, making 2 loops on our hook. Grab your yarn and pull through both the loops. So that is 1 single crochet. Okay, this is 1 single crochet in the US. In the UK, this is your double crochet stitch. Okay, so we made 1 single crochet stitch and then we're going to chain 2. So 1, 2. Okay, and then we're going to work 1 single crochet again into the very same stitch space that we worked the previous single crochet. Okay, so that same space. Okay, so we're going to go back into that space like so. Grab our yarn, pull it through, making 2 loops on our hook. Grab our yarn and pull through both the loops. So that's another single crochet stitch. So we worked 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet all into that same stitch space. Okay, now what we're going to do is work again into the third chain. Okay, so we're going to skip the next 2 chains. So if you see carefully, this is the chain space we just worked, right? So this one right here is our next one. So we're going to skip the next 2. So we're going to skip this one and we're going to skip this one and we're going to work into this chain space right here. So we're going to repeat the same thing we did here. We're going to work 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet all into this chain space. Okay, so we're going to skip 2. So 1, 2 and we're going to work into this space right here. So we're going to insert our hook like so. Grab a yarn, pull through and we're going to make 1 single crochet. Okay, grab your yarn and pull through both the loops. That's 1 single crochet. Then we're going to chain 2. So 1, 2 and then work 1 single crochet again into that very same stitch space. Okay, so go back into that space and do another single crochet. Okay, so we did the same thing into this chain space as well. Now we're basically going to repeat the entire thing all the way till the end. So we're going to again skip 2 chains. So this one right here. So if you see carefully, this is the one that we just worked into this white space right here, right? So we're going to skip 1, 2 and work into this chain space right here. Okay, so insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through, grab your yarn, pull through both the loops. So we're going to work basically the same thing. 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1, 2 and 1 single crochet into the same stitch space. So that's all we are doing. We are doing the same stitch. We are just repeating it. Okay, all the way till the end. All right. So again, skip 2 chains. So skipping this one and working into the third chain. You're going to work 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet into the same stitch space. So the same thing. Grab your yarn, pull through both the loops, chain 2, 1, 2 and 1 single crochet again into that same space. Okay, and again we basically are just working the same thing till the end. So skipping the next 2 chains, skipping these 2, working into the third one here, working the same thing, 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet, chain 2, okay, and 1 single crochet again into the same space. So that's it. So you're basically going to work that all the way through and reach your end. Okay, and this is how it will look like. Okay, And once you reach your end, if you've done your foundation chain right, you'll see you'll have 2 chains left. Okay, at the end you'll have 2 chains left, like so. You're going to skip this one here and work into the second one or the last one here. Okay, so you're going to work 1 half double crochet stitch into this one right here. Okay, so to make a half double crochet, you just yarn over, making 1 twist here on your hook. Okay, go into that space, chain space, grab your yarn, pull it through, making 3 loops on your hook like so, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. You're going to pull through all the 3 loops. Okay, so this is your half double crochet stitch. In the UK, this is your half treble crochet stitch. Okay, so that's the last stitch in your row 1. So this is row 1 complete, and this is how your row 1 should look like. Okay, so let's begin row 2. So once you're done with your row 1 like so, okay, you're gonna do a chain of 3. So you're gonna go below your yarn like so, making a twist on your hook, and then just pull it through. So 1, 2 and 3. So once you've made your chain 3 like so, you're just going to turn your project like this, so that the hook side is facing on the right side, and you're going to work from right to left. Okay, so this is how it should look like. Okay, now in row 2, all we're going to do is work into the chain 2 spaces from the previous row. That's all you're going to do. You're just going to work into all your chain 2 spaces. So if you want to identify your chain 2 space, all you need to do is look at the hook. Like when you see here, you have this sort of notch, right? You can see these notches here, this tip like thing. So all you're going to do is work just below that. So if you separate your yarn like so, if you separate your stitches gently, you can see this tiny little space here. Can you see that? I'll just insert my hook so you can identify the space. This is your notch, right? So just below that here. Okay, so this is how it should look from top, and this space right here. Okay, so just below your chain 2 space, this one right here, this center space. Okay, this space, this one. Okay, so that is your chain 2 space from your previous row. So all you're going to do is work into those spaces. Okay, so we are going to work, so once you're done your chain 3, we are going to work 3 double crochet stitches into the chain 2 space. Okay, so this is your double crochet stitch in the US. So in the UK, this is your treble crochet stitch. So all you're going to do is yarn over. So you make a twist of yarn on your loop like so, on your hook like so, and then you're going to insert your hook into that chain 2 space we spoke about. Grab your yarn, pull it through, making 3 loops on your hook like so. Grab your yarn and pull through the first 2 loops. Okay, making 2 loops on your hook. Grab your yarn and pull through the next 2 loops. That's it. That's 1 double crochet stitch. Okay, so you're going to do 2 more in that same chain space. Okay, so yarn over, making 1 twist of yarn on your hook. Go into that same chain 2 space. Grab your yarn, pull it through, making 3 loops on our hook. 1, 2, 3. Right? Grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, making 2 loops on your hook. Grab your yarn and pull through the next 2 loops. So that's another double crochet stitch, and you're going to do 1 more into that same chain 2 space. Okay, so yarn over, go into that space, yarn over, pull it through. We have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Like so, we have 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over the next 2 loops. So that is your 3 double crochet all worked into the first chain 2 space here. Okay, so this is how your stitches should look like. Okay, so this is all you're going to do basically till the end. Okay, so once you're done with this 3 double crochet stitches, again you're going to go into the next chain 2 space. So to identify that, see your notch. Okay, and you're just going to work below that. So this space right here in the center, this one here. Okay, so you're going to work 3 double crochet stitches all into this very space. I hope you can see that, this one. to separate, you see that space, this one here. Okay, this space right here. Okay, so you're going to work again 3 double crochet all into that same space basically. So you finished with the 3 double crochets here. Going to yarn over, making 1 twist of yarn on your hook like so. Go into that same chain 2 space in the next stitch here. Grab your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on the hook. Grab your yarn and pull through the first 2 loops, making 2 loops on our hook. Grab your yarn and pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, and 2 more double crochet stitches in that very same space. So that's my second double crochet and my third double crochet stitch. So see how it's coming? So it'll look like this. Okay, so I worked into that chain 2 space, 3 double crochet stitches. That's it. So till the end you're just going to work 3 double crochet stitches all into those chain 2 spaces we worked in our previous row. Okay, so I'm done with this one here. Now I'm going to straight away go into the next chain 2 space, so this space right here, and work 3 double crochet stitches. So yarn over, making a twist of yarn on your hook like so. Go into that space, yarn over, pull through, making 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over the first 2 loops, 2 loops on our hook, yarn over the next 2 loops. That's 1 double crochet stitch. Work another 2 double crochet stitches into that very same space. Okay, 1 more. So I worked 3 double crochet stitches all into that very same space. So that's it. So that's your row 2. Pretty simple, right? And this is basically it. So again, I'm going to identify my chain 2 space. So just below your notch here, this one, I'm going to work 3 double crochet stitches into that very same space. Okay, so this is my first double crochet, second double crochet, and third double crochet stitch. So that's basically it. Okay, and this is my last one here. So all you need to do is work all the way till the end. Okay, and even in the last one you do the same thing. You work 3 double crochet stitches into the chain 2 space. So 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so I worked 3 double crochet stitches into my last chain 2 space as well. Now I've reached the end of my row 2. Okay, so work your way all the way till your end, and then once you reach the last one, all you need to do is, when you see carefully from the top, you can see this one stitch here. Can you see that? Sorry, can you see that here? Okay, so all you need to do is yarn over and work 1 more double stitch. Okay, 1 more double crochet stitch into the last chain space here. So it can be a little tricky if you're a beginner. All you need to do is just yarn over and work 1 double crochet stitch right here. Okay, so that will be your last stitch. Okay, so 1 double crochet stitch at the end like so. Okay, so this is how your row 2 will look like. Okay, so this is basically the pattern. You just have to repeat these 2 rows, so row 1, row 2 again and again till you get the height you want. Okay, so I'll just show it to you once again in case you haven't followed, in case you've missed something in between. Okay, so all I did in the end here was I did 3 double crochets into the last chain 2 space and worked 1 double crochet into the last stitch there. Okay, so 1 double crochet alone. Okay, so that completes my row 2. Now for row 3, it's just going to be a repetition of row 1. Okay, so for that you're going to chain 2 first. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, 2 chains, and you're going to turn over like so. Okay, making your hook on the right side of your project so you can work from right to left. Okay, so once you've made your chain 2, now you're going to work into the top of your 3 double crochet stitches. So this is your 3 double crochet stitches from row 2, right? You're going to work right above the second double crochet stitch, so this one right here. Okay, so this stitch space right here. Okay, So another way to identify is that you just skip 2 chains. So you made your chain 2, right? So you're going to skip 1, 2. Okay, when you skip the first 2 chains, you're going to automatically come right above the previous row's second double crochet stitch. Okay, so that's 2 ways of identifying your stitch, either the center of your double crochet stitches, so the second one right here, or else if you're more comfortable with counting, then just skip first 2 chains. Okay, so once you made your chain 2, all you're going to work is the same thing we did in row 1, 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet into that very same stitch space. Okay, so you insert your hook into that space like so. This is how it looks from top. Okay, grab your yarn, pull it through. So we are working 1 single crochet stitch. Grab your yarn, pull through both the loops. Okay, chain 2, 1, 2. Okay, and then work 1 single crochet again right into that same stitch space. Okay, so we worked 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet all into that very same stitch space. Again, you're going to skip 2 chains, so 1, 2 and work into the third one right here. And when you see right below it, it will be the center of your 3 double crochet stitches. Do you see that? So when you skip 2, so when you 1, 2, the third one right here. So we're going to work into this stitch space, and it's always going to line up at the center of your previous 3 double crochet stitches. Okay, so this one right here. So we're going to work the same thing. Insert your hook right there. We're going to work 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet all into that very same stitch. So 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet into that same stitch. So that's all you need to do all the way till the end. So it's basically repeating row 1. Okay, so skip 2 chains, 1, okay, 1, 2, and then you're going to work our next stitch here. That will be right on top of your second double crochet from the previous row. You're going to work 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet again in the same stitch. Again, skip 2. You're going to work into this chain space, and that will be just above your previous row's second double crochet stitch. We're going to work the same thing, 1 single crochet, okay, chain 2 and 1 single crochet, the same stitch. So work your way like that till the end. Okay, and then when you reach your last one, again you do the same thing. You do 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet into the last stitch as well. And then when you reach your end, it will look something like this. Okay, so all you're going to do is skip 1 chain. So skip this one, and to the next one you're working 1 half double crochet stitch. So for a half double crochet, you just yarn over, making 1 twist like this. Skip 1 chain, right? So skip this one. You're going to work into this chain right here. Insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull it through. We'll have 3 loops on the hook. Grab your yarn and pull through all 3 loops. So you're going to pull through all the 3 loops. So that is 1 half double crochet stitch. So this completes your third row. So your third row should look something like this. So you can see the primrose stitch forming. No, it's so pretty. Okay. So now let's continue with row 4. So again, row 4 is very similar to row 2. You're going to be doing the same thing basically. So to begin, you're going to do chain 3. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3. So chain 3, and you're going to turn your project like so. Okay, and then you're going to again work into these notches here. So you're going to work into the chain 2 spaces. You're going to work 3 double crochet stitches into each chain 2 spaces all the way till the end. So you're basically doing the same thing. Yarn over, go into that chain 2 space from the previous row, grab your yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on the hook, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. That's 1 double crochet. You're going to do 2 more in the very same space, 1 and 2, so we did 3 double crochets into that same chain 2 space. Then you're going to go to the next chain 2 space, to this one right here, and working 3 double crochet stitches again into that same space. Okay, so 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. So this is going to be repetitive. This is all that you need to know. So you're just going to repeat the same thing that we did in row 2. So 3 double crochet into each of the chain 2 spaces till the end. Okay, so do that all the way. So that's it. This is your primrose stitch. So again, for row 5 you're going to do the same thing that you did in row 3, right? You're just going to repeat these 2 rows till you get the height you desire. Okay, and this is such a fun and easy stitch. It's just the beginning which you need to pay a little attention to, and once you get the flow of it, once you get the pattern, then it's really just, it's really so simple. You can just close your eyes and do it. Even seriously, it's just so simple. You don't have to think or count or any of that sort. It's so easy. You don't really need to count your stitches then. So I just worked till the end of this row as well, just to show you how the pattern will look like. See how nice it looks. So I just worked 3 double crochets into each of the chain 2 spaces, okay, all the way through till the end. So this is basically the same thing I did for row 2 here as well. Okay, so the same thing I did here. Okay, when you reach the end, you again do the thing that we did here at the end. So you're going to do 1 double crochet into the last chain space. So you're going to skip 1 here, you're going to skip this chain and work into the next chain space here, and just work 1 double crochet there. So that's the end of this row as well. And then again, to continue, you just have to do chain 2, turn your work, and work the same thing that we did for chain 3. So that's 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet into every third chain space. Okay, so this is it. This is your primrose stitch. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial just as much as I enjoyed filming it, and I hope you guys have fun making the primrose stitch. Please, if you're sharing your projects on Instagram, please tag me as well. I'll leave my Instagram and Twitter links in the description box below. If you could follow this tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up. It would really help me. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave your comments, doubts, suggestions in the comment section below, and I would love to hear from you guys as well. And leave any requests as well. If you want any requests on any patterns or any tutorials specifically that you require, just leave them in the comment section below, and I would love to film them for you as well. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.